This is a Skyline cheese coney. It's got a delicious hot dog, Cincinnati-style chili, and a big mound of cheese. You know, Skyline sells over 16 million of these things a year. Think you might be missing out on something?
Skyline, Cincinnati-style chili.
Hello, I'm Matt.
And I'm Angela, and we don't want you to miss out on a thing.
So today, we're going to show you how to make the perfect coney.
Watch Lisa as she starts her shift. She'll be working coneys today. She's got a lot of things to do to get ready for the rush, but we all know where she's headed first.
Of course, she's headed to the hand sink to wash and sanitize before she begins any food preparation. We really do care about serving our customers safe food. So at Skyline, we just do it.
Hand washing and sanitizing complete. Lisa can now begin getting ready for the rush. First, she brings out a bucket of fresh sanitizer water and clean towels. Since we make the food right before the customer's eyes, we need to keep the area clean and sanitized. Next, she stocks clean dishes on both sides of the table and makes sure carryout coney boxes are within arm's reach. This way, when it gets busy, 2 people can easily make coneys, one on each side of the table. Then Lisa double-checks that all food is ready and in its proper place on the table. Grilled wieners, steamed buns, chili, cheese, mustard, and onions should be stocked and ready for making coneys. Be certain that proper utensils are ready for each product. Iced teaspoons for onions, mustard sticks, an 8-ounce chili ladle, coney racks, and wiener forks. During slow periods, cover the cheese and chili cracks with lids to maintain quality and temperature.
Hey, it looks like we're about ready to roll.
Not quite. Don't forget about stocking backup products so that we don't have to leave the steam table area during the rush. Stock backup packs of buns on nearby shelving. Bags of wieners should be placed in a reach-in nearest the grill. Pans of shredded cheese and backup mustard and onions should be stored in the nearest reach-in. And here are a few more tips. Roll the wieners on the hold side of the grill at least once every 5 minutes to prevent burning and to maintain proper temperature. Check the water level in the bun warmers before the rush and fill as needed. Soft, steamed buns are critical to making the perfect coney. Use buns in a rotation method established for your restaurant. Once a warmer empties, refill it before heading on to the next warmer. And remember at all times to make coneys on the rack from start to finish. This will keep the buns from getting soggy and make sure that the chili goes into the bun or back into the crock. The only exception is when making single coneys or sandwiches, they can be made in your hand. Your training coach will show you this later. Now that we're ready for the rush, let's start making coneys.
Skyline coneys. Once you eat the real thing, nothing else will do.
Matt, why don't you show us your stuff?
First, I'm going to show you 2 regular coneys. An important tip for whenever you're making coneys. Always start by pulling plates. You don't want to end up with a bunch of good-looking coneys and have to fumble for a plate.
Good point.
After pulling plates, take 2 soft buns out of the warmer. Place one on the rack, and holding the other, stab 2 wieners at a time, sideways with the fork. Now here's a signature move. Make a canoe. That's right, a canoe, with the bun. Hold the bun as shown. Then insert both your thumbs slightly into the center. Gently pull it open till it forms a canoe shape. This means that the bun is open wider in the middle, but still joined at both ends. A good canoe-shaped bun is the only way to get plenty of chili into the coney. Using your thumb, push the wiener firmly into the bottom of the bun. This will help to keep its canoe shape. Then place the bun on the coney rack with the flat side against the flange. Pick up the other bun and repeat the same steps, placing it on the rack with the flat side touching the other bun. Pick up the rack with your hand positioned over the top and carry the rack over to the mustard and dab each wiener with a mustard stick. starting at the flange end and moving towards you.
You're just too good, Matt. Look at how the mustard covers the wieners end to end, and I noticed you always hold the rack over the product you're topping.
Now, holding the 8-ounce chili ladle like you would a pencil, stir the chili in a circular motion, bottom to top. Lift the ladle 1/2 to 3/4 full. With the Coney rack over the chili crock, carefully ladle chili into the center of the bun, where it's the widest. Pour just enough to cover the wiener and fill the bun without it running out. Start at the flange end and work toward you.
Wow, Matt, great chili action.
Thanks, Angela. Now move the rack over the onion container and holding the spoon with your thumb on the handle near the bottom. Portion 1 rounded spoonful evenly over each coney. Do it in a sweeping motion, starting from the flange end and working toward you. Make sure you get good end-to-end coverage. To plate, hold the rack over the plate so the coneys are positioned exactly where you want them to end up. Then lift the ends nearest you so the opposite ends touch the plate, and pull the rack towards you. The coneys will land perfectly in place. The Skyline Coney: bun, wiener, mustard, onion, and chili.
That looked easy.
Well, it might look easy, but you'd better make sure you're using soft, steamed buns and getting them open wide in the middle. I'll tell you what, I'll make 2 more coneys, and this time you point out my Skyline technique.
Okay. First you pull 2 soft, warm buns, put one on the rack, keep the other in your hand, and stab 2 wieners from the side. Aha! You make a canoe. Press the wiener into the bun and place on the rack. Now do the same with the second bun. Carry the rack to the mustard and dab each wiener with the mustard stick. Stir the chili in a circular motion, lift a partial ladle, and holding the rack over the crock, pour into the middle of the bun. Bring the rack over to the onions and spread 1 rounded spoonful over each coney. Now those are coneys.
Okay, Angela, ready for a classic? I'm going to turn these coneys into cheese coneys.
Oh yeah? How are you going to do that?
The secret? A cheese coney is simply a coney. Add cheese.
I knew that.
To make a cheese coney, move the rack over the cheese pan. Gently fluff the cheese with one hand and pick up a small portion with your thumb and fingertips. Place the cheese on top and walk it into place. It should cover the length of the bun. Again, position them over the plate. Lift the ends and pull the rack towards you. Place on a serving tray for immediate delivery to the customer. And there you have it. Lots of chili, a lot of great Skyline taste.
I learned a lot. How about you? When coney orders are called or come up on the screen, you should A. Pull buns and start making them. B. Pull plates or boxes and then start making them. Or C. Add water to the bun warmer. And the answer is B. Pull plates or boxes first. That way you won't have to fumble for a plate or box when you're holding a rack of finished coneys. Plus, it helps you to remember how to plate or box them once they're made. The keys to making the best tasting cheese coneys are A. Use only soft, steamed buns. B. Open buns into a canoe shape. Or C. The more cheese, the better. If you've ever eaten a Skyline cheese coney, then you know that A and B are definitely key. Soft, steamed, canoed buns filled to the top with our great tasting chili and just the right amount of cheese. Too much, and it tastes like a big cheese sandwich. Nothing compares to a perfect Skyline cheese coney. When making coneys, you should A. Pull buns and open into canoe shapes, then stab and gently insert wieners. B. Pull buns, keeping one in hand, then stab wieners, canoe a bun, and firmly insert wiener, rack, and repeat. If you pull and open all your buns on the rack first, then wiener, they won't keep their canoe shape, which means they won't hold enough chili. So B is correct. Canoe 1 bun and insert the wiener, rack, then repeat. It's faster and it tastes better. When adding mustard, chili, onions and cheese to conies on the rack, start by holding the rack over the product, then top A. From flange end moving toward you. B. From the end nearest you and moving toward the flange. Go with A. Always top from the flange end towards you. When making conies, you should stir the chili and fill the 8-ounce ladle A. 1/2 to 3/4 full. B. Full if you're making a whole rack. The answer is A. Too much chili in the ladle makes it really hard to pour into the canoe without spilling onto the outside of the bun. 1/2 to 3/4 full works a lot better. Add mustard to the coney with the mustard stick by A. Dabbing each coney wiener end to end. B. Dragging the mustard stick on the wiener covering end to end. A is the way. It's quicker and allows you to mustard 5 to 6 conies as you dab and rotate the stick. When pouring chili into the buns, you should A. Pour into the center of the buns. B. Pour chili back and forth across the conies. A is the proper technique. When you pour into the center filling the canoe, pour lift, pour lift. It's faster and neater because you have a wider target to hit. When adding onions to conies, A. Use a heaping spoonful, dump, then spread. B. Use a rounded spoonful, dump and spread in a sweeping motion. The answer is B. It's quicker. Remember, we sell over 16 million a year. Do you see the need for speed? Top conies with cheese by A. Squeezing a small amount with your thumb and fingertips. Or B. Gently picking up a portion with your thumb and fingertips and walking it the length of the bun. Definitely B. Always handle cheese gently, walking it across the length of the bun. Matt, some people like their conies, no mustard, no onion. What's the Skyline lingo for a coney without mustard or onions?
We call it a chili wiener. It's simple to make. Watch, I'll do 2. After you pull a plate, take 2 soft buns out of the warmer, placing one on the rack and keeping the other in hand. Stab 2 wieners, make a canoe, and push 1 wiener into the bun. Place on the coney rack, ditto on the second bun. Bring the rack straight to the chili, and holding it above the crock, lift the ladle and pour chili into the canoe. That's it. They are ready for a plate. The chili wiener, same great taste, but without the mustard and onions. So, Angela, can you guess how to make a chili wiener with cheese?
Of course. Start with a chili wiener and add cheese. Just like a cheese coney, you gently fluff the cheese. Then place a small portion on top, walking it into place. The chili wiener with cheese. Simply a bun, wiener, chili, and cheese.
Okay, here's a tricky one. What if the customer wants a coney without the wiener?
Well, we have just what they're craving. We call it the chili sandwich, and it has almost twice the chili to replace the wiener.
Show us the chili sandwich, Angela.
Start by taking buns from the warmer and bring one in your hand to the mustard. Make a canoe shape and dab the bottom of the bun with the mustard stick. Add 1 rounded teaspoon of onions and using the back of the spoon, press evenly into the bottom of the bun. Place on the rack while you follow the same procedure with the second bun. Canoe, mustard, and onions. Add to the rack. Stir the chili and bring the rack over the crock. Lift a partial ladle of chili and carefully pour into the bun until the canoe is full, but not spilling over. If needed, gently pinch the ends of the bun to hold the chili in place and carefully plate. The chili sandwich, That great chili taste without the wiener.
You know, some people might just want to top it off with cheese.
Yep, you're talking the chili sandwich with cheese. Start by making a chili sandwich. Mustard, onions. Then gently press a small amount of cheese, about 6 to 8 strands in the bottom and ends of the bun. Besides tasting great, this also keeps the chili from soaking through the bun. Watch. Here it goes again. Mustard, onions, cheese. Gently press. Pretty cool, huh? Place the buns on the rack and hold the rack above the chili crock. Stirring. We know you've got that part by now. Lift a partial ladle of chili and pour into the bun. Again, fill as much as you can without overflowing. Pinch if needed. And add the cheese. The chili sandwich with cheese. Just what the chili and cheese lover craves.
You know, it seems like there are lots of Coney varieties at Skyline.
That's because our customers have created their own favorites over the years.
And yes is the answer to any request.
Like, what about our customers that want their sandwiches without mustard or onions?
We simply make them plain. Here's a chili sandwich with cheese plain. Start with the bun. Skip the mustard and onions. Just add the cheese. And the chili. Pinch. And top it off with cheese. The chili sandwich with cheese plain. A mouthful without mustard or onions.
Lots of kids and some adults order just plain wieners on buns. This is how to make the wiener bun. It's a matter of simple assembly. For a single wiener bun, it's a bun and one wiener. For a wiener bun, it's a bun and 2 wieners. Wiener buns, a kid's favorite.
Then again, some folks might want to dress that up with a little cheese. Will we do that?
Yes, absolutely. The wiener bun with cheese is the wiener bun topped off with a small portion of cheddar cheese. The wiener bun with cheese, just what my little brother likes.
Sometimes customers want a little more or a little less of this or that. For them, heavy or light will make it just right.
Take us through the heavies, Matt.
For heavy mustard, add 1.5 times the normal amount. Roll the mustard stick so it leaves a wide stripe along the length of the wiener. For heavy onion, add 1.5 rounded spoonfuls of onion to the product. And for light, just use half the regular amount.
How do I know which size plate to put the coneys on?
Watch, I'll show you. For 1 coney, use a single plate. For 2 coneys, use a round plate. For 3, use a regular weigh plate. And for 4, place on a large weigh plate. Remember, position, lift, and pull. They'll land perfectly in place. There's also a method to placing them on a tray. We place the coneys on a tray so that a quick shake of the head by the server will alert them to which products have mustard and onion, and which don't. Look at this tray. See the 4 cheese coneys on the left? Shake your head in the direction that the buns are pointing. Left to right? These coneys are saying either no mustard or no onion. Now, shake your head in the direction the buns of the other products are pointing. Up and down? Yes, these coneys have mustard and onion. Coneys are a great product for our customers on the go. For them, we package in coney boxes. Place 1 in a single coney box and 2 in a 2 coney box. They need to be positioned to run lengthwise with a tab. This leaves extra room so the cheese doesn't hang out of the box. We box 3 and 4 coneys using the same size container. 3 go front to back, and 4 go side to side. This placement is important because it keeps our customers' food from rolling around in the box. The 5/6 container is used for boxing. You got it, 5 or 6 coneys. If you're boxing 5, pick up one of the coneys and place at an angle as shown. Or for 6, Pick up and place 2 conies at an angle. Then slide the other 4 into the container.
Okay, how about a refresher before you head to the steam table? Name these products. A wiener on a bun with chili is called. The answer is chili wiener. A bun, wiener, mustard, chili, and onion is a coney. A cheese coney without the wiener is a chili sandwich with cheese. A wiener on a bun is a single wiener bun. And finally, a cheese coney without mustard or onion is called a chili wiener with cheese. Whew! If you got all those, consider yourself near genius. If you didn't, don't worry. With a little practice, you'll be up to speed in no time.
So now you've seen and hopefully tasted the perfect coney, found only at Skyline. Soon you'll be making some of the 16 million we sell a year. But it'll take practice and pride to get that great Skyline taste in every bite and every coney. But you can do it because you care enough to make a difference. Have fun making the perfect coney.
Sugar and spice.